How's it going, everyone? My name is James the Abstract Marcher, and we are taking a brand new look at my Jazal Cats and Taxes deck, but it is not Cats and Taxes, it is just straight up Thundercats. So anything that can make cats or contribute to my cat army being bigger is in the deck. As noted in my initial deck tech video for Jazal, I know there were some cards that were not optimal for the deck, and I wanted to make some changes. And so, without further ado, here is the updated list. As we can see here, I have the man, the myth, the legend himself, if I can put it in screen, Jazal. He is not as often played as, say, Brimaz, King of Oreskos, but I personally like him a lot better than Brimaz, but that's also just me. There were a couple of cats in the deck that I made changes to, especially with foundations, one of them being Arbo the First Fang. He is an immense addition to the deck, and really just generates a lot more oomph for the deck to function and operate more efficiently. So he was one of the key additions that I had to the deck. One of the other ones was Cat Collector. The food token I don't necessarily care about, but because of the sub-theme of life gain for the deck, it definitely helps to make more cats. I updated my mana rocks, and I got an arcane signet for the deck. I can't remember if this was in the deck originally, but I added, or couldn't remember, about the Imposter of the Sixth Pride. A card that I'm really excited about was Unbounded Potential. It's definitely helped in regards to proliferate, as well as also the ability to get +1/+1 counters to each of my up to 2 creatures. So that's been really fun to have. And the Entwine's nice too. The Leonin War Leader is also a really good cat to have in the deck. Inspiring Roar is very, very good, especially if I have like 5 tokens out along with Jazal. Between it and activating Jazal's ability has just been fun. I know this is an art series card of it, but I added a Pearl Medallion to the deck for consistency. I added a Rally the Ranks to help get creatures bigger, faster. I added a King of the Pride because, duh. Beefier Regal Caracal is nice. The Sky Knight Squire has been one card I have added to the deck that I haven't gotten much use out of yet in my time playing, but that has been minimal so far. But I liked it as an addition just because it's another Anthem effect. I like the card Claws Out just because, one, cats, it fits with the theme, but also in the same vein, another Anthem effect, and it's an instant to do it with. Plus, with all the tokens I'll be making with Jazal, it's just really, really silly. I added in a Leonin Lightbringer to the deck because, one, it's tough to interact with, and while not many equipments are in here, like there should have been before, the fact it's a cat and it's decently efficient is really good. I added an Angel's Feather to the deck because I have it and white. Plus, if I'm in a pod with other white spells, slingers in the deck, then it's a win-win for me. A really big addition to the deck, outside of Arbo, has been Felidar Retreat. It has been very, very instrumental in getting more cats out faster. Now, not necessarily because I wanted to add it, but because of the fact that it's actually just really, really solid. The Spree spell Requisition Raid has been pretty instrumental in regards to dealing with pesky artifacts, enchantments, or even just giving a counter to something. But the Spree mechanic has been really, really key. It's helped out from time to time when I needed it, especially if I don't draw like any artifact or enchantment hate in my deck like I need to. Raise the Past is another card that I've really enjoyed, especially with how mana efficient this deck can be. The fact that I can return my cats from the graveyard is really, really good. This was something I really, really needed in the deck, was more recursion. Another Anthem effect that I found that I didn't necessarily know I wanted to have in the deck, was Basri's Solidarity. It is just so good. Just so good. All in all, I think it's been very good changes to the deck that I have. I know that there are some other cards that I need to put into the deck that I just haven't gotten around to doing so yet. But all in all, I think the deck itself has been vastly improved upon since the last time we discussed it. And plus, just more cats, you know? I'm sure But Make It Cat would love this deck. I still have my Archangel of Thune in the deck, just because it's a fun, silly card. There was a point in juncture where I included some fetch lands into the deck, but I decided to go back and make that change to not have that happen anymore and just make it basic plains, because I didn't need the shuffle effects. That was my thing, was I did not need the shuffle anymore. So that was a change I made that I quickly went back on because it was not helpful or beneficial in the deck at all. A spell I don't think I covered in the initial deck tech that I also want to add now is Rout. It's another just, destroy effect that was desperately needed. I did take out a lot of the artifacts, manners, cats, because I didn't really have that many artifacts to really worry about. If I did play Brimaz, that would definitely be something to go with. But otherwise, I think that was something that hampered my deck a little bit in the initial go of things. Oh, I think also Inspired Charge was another Anthem effect that I added, just because, again, more buffs. So I think, all things considered, I fixed the consistency problems I was having with the deck in regards to being able to make cat tokens more effectively. I know one card I would love to add to the deck is the red-white Ajani, but if I make it Boros, that might be a little bit tough to try and figure out how to make it work. I also know the Ocelot that's running rampant in the Boros energy decks in Modern would be really good in this deck because it's so aggressively costed and makes cats. So those are two cards I would either add to the deck or change the deck for. But otherwise, I think I'm pretty set in regards to everything. I have a really good mix of spells to cats ratio, for a lesser way of putting it. And yeah, I'm just happy with how much more consistent the deck is. Plus also, tokens. I still have to play more with it to see how things work themselves out. But overall, consistency-wise, I think the deck has vastly improved compared to the initial deck that I had. I also know that some of the mana-fixing mana rocks, like I believe it was Traveler's Amulet, I think was one of them. I know it was the amulet that I was like, this should just be a different one. I know that's out of the deck. And otherwise, aside from the Remote Farm and the Evolving Wilds, I have a Command Tower in the deck. I got the Arcane Signet, like I said. But it's just all plains. So, yeah. I think this is a very fun deck to play. I have been enjoying it very much. A Boros version of Cats would be fun, but I don't necessarily know if that's the best way to go about it. It would be silly to try, especially with how aggressive red is and how much that would add to the deck building requirements. And I also know I would have to dust it off, but bringing back the original Aurabo would be something in and of itself. Here we go. Sorry, I'm trying to deal with the glare because of my light and how foily and bendy this thing is. But yeah, building the original Aurabo, again, would be something in and of itself. I think this is a good place to wrap up this video. I've been rambling on long enough, but I just wanted to share some of the updates I made to Cats. And yeah, Thundercats has been a go, and it's been a hell of a lot of fun to play with. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, anything helps. If you have any cats or any spells that would improve the deck even more, let me know. I'm all ears, or paws in some respects, to any suggestions. But hopefully y'all have a good day, and I will talk to you later. Peace.